Demon Seed.
Broadcast, you must be mistaken.
It's now, it's here.
Come on down here and help with this.
Demon Seed.
Paranormal existence.
You mean to say you came here purposely?
The first move in the great conspiracy had been made.
Recently, whilst we were out gigging, Leroy Fashions, we were in the dressing room, and Lee, no one else was looking. He turned around, pulled his trousers down, and pulled his entire bottom apart directly at me.
Oh, nice. To see
and
the anus.
I saw it, right? But this is the shocking thing. It looked like a walnut, and it was coming out by about half an inch, and it was light brown, like a cheap leather sofa. It was horrible.
Oh my gosh.
It does sound like your mate Leroy has got either quite bad piles or a partially prolapsed sphincter.
Yes, which I agree with. And then when we all had COVID...
Well, it's not for you to agree with or disagree with. It's not. It wasn't a value judgment. It was a statement of fact.
This is a fact.
I also, when we all went through COVID, he had to live in his garage because his missus refused to have him in the house, and he was living on.
I'm not surprised. It sounds like he was sticking like chair legs up his arse. That's why.
I know. But then he took a picture of himself with his top off, and there's what can only be described as a sort of 3 or 4 inch bulb coming out of his stomach just below his belly button. And he doesn't seem to care. He doesn't seem to care. He said, look at this. He looks like Quato out of that film. What's that? Let's get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
Yeah. Oh, shit. You caught me. I ain't even married.
If it bleeds, we can't kill it.
Total Recall.
Yeah. Total Recall. That's the one, yeah. I asked him to take his bottom apart to make sure it was real. It was brown, like a leather sofa.
Hey, Recall. You let those guys fuck with your mind.
Oh my God! I wanted to be the woman with 3 tits.
What was the? Don't we all?
I wanted to.
You know what I love the most is that I started recording long ago.
That's fine. We're in.
Give me your clothes, your boots, and your 3 nipples.
I need your shoes, your hat, and a light brown ring piece that I can look at. That resembles a type of sofa
John
from
Connor. John Connor. I've been sent back from...
Nice night for a walk, right?
No fake, but what we make. Yeah, etc.
The fun.
Sarah Connor, come with me if you want to live. Yeah. And then he whaps a marrow up her ass, and she prolapses quite badly. But that's obviously in the director's cut.
Oh, brilliant! I need to see a close up of your ring piece. I want to
see the inside of your sphincter. Push harder. Push.
If it bleeds, there's something wrong. You need to go to the doctor. Make sure he pushes it back inside.
Did I tell you I had Arnold Schwarzenegger's book on Audible?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was read by the great man himself. This will be good. And it is amazing. I mean, the first 4 or 5 chapters, him talking very matter-of-factly and using swear words with gay abandon, and that's in the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
But then, about 4 or 5 chapters in, Arnie thinks, I can't be able to do this. I'm a multimillionaire. What am I doing? Fuck him. I've fulfilled my minimum part of the contract with Audible. So some other joker just jumps in. They don't say there's change in the narrator. So the probably last 3/4 of the book is narrated by somebody else who still talks in the first person.
Wait.
And obviously isn't Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Does he do the
just
voice?
Just an American bloke going. So I said to the guys in the gym, fuck it. If that's the way you want to do things, what? Where's Arnold gone?
Oh, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'd love to spend time with Arnold.
That'd
He's
be great.
fucking brilliant. I took my top off. I was born with a 3-foot-long nipple that stinks of piss. Maybe you'd like to suck it.
His old man was like a Nazi police officer, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah.
What a fucking
He was a right bad bastard, his old man. Yeah.
Do you reckon he still goes around at Christmas to visit him and stuff? Or
I think he's long dead. I mean, Schwarzenegger's in his mid-70s, isn't he?
That's true. But
his dad would be in his hundreds now if he was alive. He'd be like one of those old Japanese people you see on telly. Like that fella doing the sprint the other day. Did you see that on Twitter? Someone sent me a clip of some 102-year-old Japanese fella doing 100 meters.
Oh, brilliant! How long did
Fucking
it take
rubbish
you?
as well. Ages. And he also, if you're going to be strict about it, he touched the line, so he was actually out of his lane. So he should have been disqualified.
Yeah, they need to be taught a lesson. These old people, because they think
they'd be quick enough to judge if it's you doing it. Don't you worry.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that. I think any
the
old
youth of
person,
today not running in their right lanes, but then suddenly you get to fucking 102. You think the world's your oyster. Bang, do you like?
You give them a javelin and they'll just hold it sideways and chuck it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking unbelievable. But a great.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, a strong start to the show, and we haven't even done an intro yet.
I've got a cough for a while. I haven't got the COVID. I've been tested, but I think what I've got is a cough.
Long form cough.
Yeah, but it's not like a raspy cough. It's not like a smoker's cough. I've just got a little bit of chesty cough, which is in the old days, but nothing serious. Don't, please, the 11 listeners, don't tweet in. I'm fine. It's just a slight cough.
It will be all right.
I've been burning the candle at both ends, haven't I? That's the problem.
That's the thing when you live a rock and roll lifestyle. You're going out till all hours. You're getting high. You're drinking.
Yeah, Christ, I should say so.
You're fighting.
Well, we got a driver back from Salford the other day at 12:30.
Yeah.
Great bloke. Great bloke. So me and one of my mates coming back to Cardiff, good 4-hour drive.
Lovely.
On the way home, we thought we'd drop our other friend off at the 1 mile away travel lodge, which is on the way.
Right.
Pissing down my rain at 12:30. He said, no, I've only got Cardiff in the sat-nav. I said, yeah, no, it's fine. I said, it's just literally like a mile away from here. No, I can't do that. I'm booked to take you to Cardiff. Yeah. I said it was okay. There's like 4 extra seats. All we're going to do is this other bloke who's in the show with us, but he's getting the train back tomorrow. We're going to take him to the hotel on the way to Cardiff. No.
Oh.
Yeah. He says, well, you can just use his phone and give me directions. All right, we'll do that then. Because he didn't want to change his sat-nav, right?
Fucking hell.
So we get in and we're giving him directions, which he fucking just doesn't listen to. And in the end, we're on the way to Liverpool. We're now 5 miles from the hotel. We've been in the car for 15, 20 minutes. And it's now like 10 to 1 in the morning. I really want to get home. And I've got a 4-hour drive if you'd left immediately. So in the end, he agreed to use his sat-nav. We pulled over on the side of a motorway.
Oh,
so he could put it in his sat-nav. And I said, listen, after you drop him off, we'll just give you the address in Cardiff. It's fine. So he then dropped our friend a mile from the hotel. But we started off a mile from the hotel in the first place. We're just a mile on the other side of the hotel now.
I love, when you...
He was great bloke.
Did you stop at the services or any of that stuff?
We were busting for a piss, actually, and he didn't want to stop at the service until he'd left Manchester. He wanted to get on. He was very insistent he wanted to get on the M6 first.
Right.
So then I said, do you want anything from the service department? No, thank you. Do you want a drink or anything to eat? No. Okay. We won't be long. Just going to have a quick pee, grab a can of Coke, and I'll be back.
Yeah.
So got back to the van, pissing down my rain, and he wasn't in it. I said, we don't know where he got.
What?
This was like 5 a.m. No, it wasn't that late. It was probably about 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Got back to Cardiff, sort of 4 o'clock, 4:30. All good.
And then just feeling slightly run down.
Nice little 3-hour sleep, and then doing my daughter's rugby the next day. Great fun.
That's fine. Good.
And I've been absolutely knackered ever since. I feel like I've been, I don't know. I feel like I've been with your mate sticking chair legs at me.
Have you? Is there a mirror nearby where you can pull yourself apart and just see the insides? Just to...
I always check anyway. I always have a good old rummage down there when I'm having a shower.
It's always worth checking it. I think if it does turn light brown and is protruding by about 2 inches from the mouth, then
the mouth of the anus or the actual mouth. If your anus is coming out of your mouth, definitely go to see a doctor.
The mouth. Have you seen that thing camels do when they get hot?
Everything I taste tastes of shit. Yes, Mike, your anus is coming out of your mouth.
He's like if you Google what a camel does when it gets hot, it brings his entire stomach out of its mouth and then sucks it back in. It's the most horrific.
No, it
thing.
doesn't. You fucking
honestly.
Idiot.
So Google it. Right?
No, I'm not googling that. No.
Google camel.
No.
Hot camel stomach coming out of mouth.
Hot camel.
Yeah. Google it.
Mate, I'm not googling hot camel. I'll just kick someone over.
Oh shit! The bed. Is that all right?
It's fine. God. 2 bottles of gin that I got in a plastic wine cooler.
What, are you going to hang around the streets later on? Are you
I just got loads of gin in the house at the moment. So.
big gin lover?
Actually, I'm drinking for a while. It gives me the blues. So I stopped drinking it.
It's not.
I'll be back on it soon enough.
Give it another 24 hours. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I'll be fine. As soon as the shake stop, I'll get back on it.
Should we do an intro of some form? I mean, we could,
No, fuck them. They're not paying for it.
I quite like. I mean, it's not going to be good, but we could build it up. Do something to, because so
if you start good now, mate, we got nowhere to go. So just give them a shit intro, and then everything it'll feel like a bonus then, even though it's not essentially.
I mean, they've probably had a good 5 or 10 minutes already. That should have broken.
I don't know how these things work. This thing you record.
11 minutes.
11 minutes.
Are you guys recording on
chat about my driver from Salford and your mate's anus, which looks like a walnut?
I'm recording.
For listeners, this is Rhys today.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Right.
And basically, Rhys is. I know what happened. He's heavily deformed and he lives in a bin now. So it's just us. But this is Sarah who's now controlling the buttons.
Producer Sarah.
Producer Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Yeah. Hello.
Better than.
Yeah. She's
better than Rhys.
Thank you.
Much better.
Keep it on the down low.
Just.
I feel sorry for Sarah because Sarah is a Canadian.
Yeah.
Never been to Wales, never been to Newport, never been to Barry or Cardiff.
No.
Probably was unaware of a low previous to this podcast and It Ain't Half Hot Man.
Yeah.
Windsor Davis, Donna Stell, and every other fucking reference we ever use. So all she knows is there's two men in their 40s that once a week she has to listen to, talk about stuff she doesn't know, and then get very graphic about things like anuses. And then that's it. That's the end of the pod that she records. And that's her. I mean, that's her job. She's a professional podcast recorder.
There is
this is my job.
There's the of course the Gabalfa interchange was mentioned heavily in the last episode as well.
Yeah,
and that's not going to translate.
I imagine she's never been within probably an 8-hour drive of the Gabalfa interchange.
No, but then again, a lot of the listeners equally may never have been in or around the Gabalfa interchange. So,
although our friend Dan Peterson did a lovely picture for us of the two of us on the Gabalfa interchange with an oven,
which was absolutely fantastic. I want to thank him for that. It's nice to see that somebody's listening and putting a bit of effort.
Oh yeah,
and we've got some fantastic content this time.
We've been scouring the internet, have you, again?
Massively. So it'll get spooky as AF.
When did you start?
It's gonna get right up there. But I'm not gonna unleash that just yet.
Now the thing is, this week, John, we may have to just record one because I've got a dash in it. I'm not trying to be a diva, but I've got a lot to do. So I think we'll do one today.
Yeah.
Give these fucking idiots one for next week, then, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
and then
fine.
We'll record one next, and then we can do two again next week and catch up again.
That's fine. I mean, what time do you want to get out of it? Because it is a pain in the ass. I don't know why I do this anyway, but what time?
Oh no, it's a fucking huge pain in the ring. It's 10 to 7 now.
Yeah.
If I could be done by sort of 7:30, 20 to 8, that'd be brilliant.
That's fine. I mean, what we could do is just start doing stupid voices, like just go straight into it.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. We haven't done the intro though, so we haven't done that. We haven't done the intro. We break all the sort of conventions, not in a risque way, not in a sort of way that we're boundary pushers.
Yeah,
just in a stupid way. Commercially, we never mention the podcast by name.
No,
we never mention the Twitter handle by name.
No,
we never encourage people to get in touch with us.
There's none of that.
We never mention what's coming up. We never mention what's happened in the past, unless it's Renee from a low.
Yeah.
We don't mention what the podcast is about, and we never ask to link to other people's podcasts or anything like that either.
I don't even know if we've got a Facebook, to tell the truth.
I don't know. Well, this is the thing. I don't know.
I might just come in
to clue.
I just come in to do the voices mainly, and that is the pleasure for me. I was thinking earlier, actually, the idea of, again, nothing whatsoever to do with the paranormal, but the idea of you and I living together as old men. Perhaps I'm in a chair and you have to look after me. I thought that was.
I'd look after you.
I think originally when we saw the property, we knew it was for us. It was so beautiful. It was.
It spoke to us, didn't it, John?
Yes, it did. After being in London for so long, we really thought this was ideal. For me, after losing the use of both bottom cheeks and ending up in this chair, it was a problem.
Awful business.
Yes, I'm thinking about the access, but Mike has done a very good job of putting the access ramps in and ensuring that my bottom cheeks are fully looked after now.
Well, you look after your friends, John. I learned that very early in life, and it's a lesson that stayed with me: is you look after your friends.
Well, indeed.
Because who's to say that one day my arse cheek wouldn't fall off and I'd need a ramp?
Exactly, and having someone here to wipe up for me.
I'm sorry, I have very little control these days of my bodily functions.
It's Mike when he gets too warm. He does. He has the ability to push his own stomach out through his his mouth. And
I mean, I will say that my elderly ability to masturbate has been an absolute godsend, because I can still get raging boners, and I still ejaculate like a 25-year-old man. So, and
it's a treat for me, because
it's been an absolute boon for me. Really
to be able to sit and watch Michael for hours on end, pleasuring himself. It brings joy to me in ways that I
and just seeing that lovely glazed over look on your face, John, is a tonic, an absolute tonic to me. And when I'm on the vinegar stroke, just to see the expectation in your eyes, and
just to be there,
the childlike innocence. Oh, where's this going to land this week? And
staring across the room. And that's what makes the fact that we live here now so very pleasurable. We can do what we want when we want, which I think is very important, especially for an older person. I know Mike has set up a running.
It's the 21st century, John.
Yes, and you can do what you like now. Only this morning, I woke up at 5:30. I rang my bell. Mike came in, put me into the chair, wheeled me out into the garden, and we pushed gravel deep into my bottom for at least 45 minutes. And then I farted it all out, and we filmed it and put it on YouTube, and it's already had 108 hits already. And
you're finding an audience for these sorts of things. I find this remarkable. It really is remarkable. It's a testament to the youngsters these days that two old codgers, two old farts like us, and we still give so many youngsters pleasure by
pushing gravel.
Me pushing gravel up your arsehole in our front garden, and you blowing off.
I think what really is so wonderful is we have the time. We have the time now.
It's a great gift of old age, John.
Yes,
the gift of time.
In my younger days, there's certainly no way I would have taken a Hoover, adapted it, turned the suction engine into the reverse blow mode, got a see-through pipe, got some gravel and a funnel, put the gravel into the funnel, placed it into my own bottom, had Mike plug it in, run it out to the garden, then turn it on to blow it all up there. In turn, just waiting for me to fart it back out and film it and put it on YouTube. We couldn't have done that. You see?
No, in these days, it's very much taken for granted, John, that we're going to have the time to do these sorts of things. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I mean, when I was trying to fit in a full-time job around, those sorts of things, and I can remember the days before electric vacuum cleaners, and I'd have to get one of my brothers or sisters to use a bellows. We had these wretched large bellows with
yes,
I could see them with a brass attachments and a leather. What was it, like at the lungs of the bellows?
The lungs, yes.
And we'd go and fetch gravel from the front garden, and we'd fashion a funnel from some stiff cardboard, or sometimes my mother would have some baking paper.
Baking paper, yes.
And fashion a funnel. And then, of course, we'd use the bellows to blow the gravel into my sphincter. It would take a good 40 minutes sometimes. These days, I mean, it's a matter of 5 or 10 minutes, and you're shitting gravel everywhere. It's brilliant, really.
It does bring back many fond memories, and I
fond
as a child, mother
fond.
would on Christmas Eve would sellotape a conker to the front of her shoe and then kick every family member's anus.
Wonderful.
And whoever got the conker lodged in would win a tuppenny bit. And I remember the Christmas I won. It was absolutely fantastic. And I used that money to buy my own bellows, which in turn I then used to well, like you said, pump some gravel into my bot. But what I would do, you see, is pop the bellows into the fire to heat them up first. And that smell of burning flesh really conjures up memories of a wonderful childhood. Wonderful.
I can't smell pork crackling without being fondly reminded of those happy days.
Of course. I remember quite clearly.
And your mother, I mean, God rest her soul. I mean, she was always one for the party tricks and the
Indeed.
She was a wonderful, wonderful woman, and not a day goes by I don't think of her and that huge, great conker on
the end of the shoe, which she would sellotape on and then bang, kick her anuses and see which mouth would receive the conker and keep it in. And then, of course, there was the game of conker keepsies insies, which we used to play, where you would lower yourself down.
Yeah, this is before electronica.
Very, very much so. And I all the boys in the village would line up and place a conker on the wooden milking stool
the milking stool,
lower ourselves on then just pop the conker inside and
pop it in.
And I David Robards. Was it David? No, was it? No.
Julian Robards.
Julian Robards.
Julian.
Yes.
Sorry, not Julian, of course. Yeah.
And he managed to keep one in for.
Julian was his sister, of course, who had the three tits.
Yes, she was born with three tits, and that was quite fortunate for her because she went into show business and, of course, ended up starting in the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Made an absolute fortune in Total Recall in the mid '80s. So.
Absolutely fantastic to see her on the big stage.
Yeah. Who was the other chap there in the village? With the sort of claw for an arm, and they with the fake arm on top. And
yes. No, I remember.
Ended up driving a taxi on Mars, I believe.
And it was so wonderful to see these people.
Did the knowledge, and
became a taxi driver on Mars.
Yeah.
And of course, worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wasn't even married,
but the facade was kept up, and that kept him in a job for an incredibly long time. Which wonderful, wonderful memories.
Great days. Of course, that. A very good friend of ours who ended up being the de facto ruler of Mars.
Yes, yes. Well, I do remember Simon Quatto, who was born with a parasitic twin on the side of his body.
Old Quatters.
And old Quatters was he was quite the tyrant in the playground, but he went on, of course, to lead the rebels on Mars and
the hijinks we'd get up to with old Quatters. I mean, when we played cricket, of course, Quatters would his twin would be under the shirt, as it were.
Of course,
and he thought it was a great lark to whenever the ball passed near Quatters' bat, then Quatters Junior under the shirt that would make the noise of a ball hitting a bat. He's a very, very talented man with his mouth. He was like the chap on Police Academy.
Jones from Police Academy took many, many notes from him, actually, for the...
And, of course, this great showographer, how's that, because they assumed there'd been a nick on the bat there, but it was, of course, it was Quatters Junior. And, I mean, Quatters Senior would take umbrage or Quatters now and again. And I remember one time when he was very, very upset with his brother, and he insisted on facing... a rather fast delivery and deliberately took the blow in the middle of the stomach area because he wanted to give his twin brother a fucking broken nose. He said.
I mean, it's such a wonderful, just a very kind, very generous man, which I always admired about him. And of course, when he went off to Hollywood and ended up in the films with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he still kept that kindness, which was wonderful. I bumped into him in Leamington Spa. around about 1997, and he was so incredibly rich.
Both the twins, yes.
Both the Quatos, yes. They were given the option to be surgically removed, but they loved each other so deeply they decided to stay together. And I bumped into him.
So they shared. I imagine they shared a great deal of everything.
Same penis and balls.
Really same everything, really.
The anus, everything. But when I did bump into, they were incredibly ill towards the end. They sadly had succumbed to parasitic
been shot
twin.
in the head for a start.
On
Mars, I mean.
They both succumbed to parasitic twin fever and were very incredibly weak, but they nonetheless were still such beautiful characters. And I said, Quatos, my dear boys, it's wonderful to see you. And the smaller one took me by the hand and he just whispered, "Get your ass to Mars." And I knew then he was the same Quato from all those years ago, and he gently drifted off then and died in the
of course, I mean, Schwarzenegger himself had a very, very, very penchant, if you will, for twins, because who can forget his magnus opus of Twins, the film with of course Daniel DeVito.
And I remember Daniel equally as from childhood. A very small child. I mean, a very small man in
and another man with a link to taxi driving, of course, because he was famously went to New York and ran a taxi company.
Indeed, and of course,
like old Clawhand from the village, you
know. Clawhand Wilkinson. It's getting hot in here now. You already start getting hot.
This one.
So the sweat starts running down your body and your clothes start tickling.
That's why I came on the bar to record. It's quite cool. It's quite nice, you know.
Quite a lot. That's some good. How long have we got to 7:30? So that's good content.
Yeah, we'll just do a bit of that shit, and
I'll tease them.
I imagine you probably got a bloody load of paranormal stuff lined up as well. I would imagine.
Absolute hot box of paranormal today, and they are going to cream their jeans when they.
We've all done that.
Yeah, you know.
We'll cream the old jeans.
We'll build up to that. Let's just think of something else to fill time.
I haven't had a wet dream for years and years and years.
Well, you know, you can encourage one. I think if you just sort of hollow out.
You can have an edger. You just have an edger before you go to sleep.
So that's just getting yourself ready to release
right to the
liquid. Edge. Yeah, and then go to sleep.
Just the juice is just kept just below the surface. Then go to sleep. Right before you go to sleep, just have a look at a big pair of boobs on your phone.
Yeah. Or just draw some on the wall with a pen, and then you.
On the ceiling, yeah. Just draw a big pair of jugs on the ceiling
with a permanent marker, one of those really thick ones.
Yeah.
Because that's what you'd have to do in prison. I'd hate to be in prison. I would hate to be in prison.
I've saw the point, really.
But if I was in prison, I probably would draw a big pair of boobs. I know what I'd do if I was in prison.
I'd be like Fletch on Porridge. I just have a little cutout of page 3 and stuff stuck on the wall, even though there's no such thing as page 3 anymore.
No, but at least you've got to...
It's obviously demeaning and degrading, but, you know, what I'm supposed to do, I'm stuck in prison with.
Well, alternatively...
In Fletcher's case, 5 years.
Do you know what good... Actually...
Norman Stanley Fletcher. Yeah, 5 years. 5 years for that.
You know what you could do? You can make quite a lot of money off of it. Obviously, there's a bartering system in the prison. You know, money, cigarettes, sweets, drugs. Before you go down...
In the days of Fletcher, there were things like boot polish. I can imagine that'd be a massive currency these days. You know?
No, that's not going to be big these days.
People wear trainers now, don't they?
Just get a pair of shoelaces or you know, something like that. But what I'm thinking is, if before you go into the big house, Mike, why not contemplate getting 2 nipples tattooed on your buttocks?
Why?
Because that way you can say, roll up, see the real life boobs, £5 a go, and you just bend over in your cell, and they don't even have to come in. They just open that little hatch, and they just see you bent over.
Oh, they want to give the tea through that.
And then they see your buttocks hanging out. But of course, you're on a chair that raises you up, so it looks like a pair of boobs pressing up against the window. What do you think of that?
Big pair of hairy tits, hairy shitty tits.
Oh, I tell you what, Fletcher, they're all cracking, but why is there a yellow smudge down the middle of them?
Paranormal Link, of course.
Yeah.
Godber, Lenny Godber,
dead.
Played by Richard Beckinsale.
Richard Beckinsale, yes.
Father of Kate Beckinsale,
who was
in Van
Helsing,
films. Which was about, you know, Dracula.
which is about Dracula and all that. So again, this podcast aims to please, and it works. I think the paranormal community are going.
So you can't tell me it's not paranormal when we've got, we've mentioned Fletcher, who shared a cell with Godber, who was played by Richard Beckinsale, who's the father of Kate Beckinsale, who's in Van Helsing, which is about Dracula.
Perfect. My boys, my wonderful boys. Queue up, it's time for your treats. For you, Richard, a lollipop. For you, David, some crisps. And for you, Ian, egg on toast.
Yeah, what's that from?
I have no idea, but it fills up time.
It's just somebody working on, is it?
My boys, my wonderful boys. Come, it's time to treat you. Each one of you has been particularly good this year, and I wish to reward you. Ian, crisps. David, a Twix. And and Richard, for you, a copy of the Sunday Times, only read once, with some seed across the front.
Yeah, I mean, write it up. We'll shoot it after.
I like to think sort of a Dickensian or Victorian sort of street trade who deals with pickpockets.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Bit like Oliver. We won't call it Oliver for legal reasons, of course.
No, we'll call it Richard.
Call it
Richard.
Jamie.
Yeah, call it Jamie. And it's a musical about a big-lipped chef.
Jamie, never before. I said, boy, that's some more. Jamie, have we nicked this off Oliver? No.
My boys, come, it's time. Jamie has conjured up a feast. Peas, beans, crisps and chips, all from his fair hand, and at such a tender age. Jamie, you certainly are a talented boy, but enough of this. It's time for you to go out and pickpocket for me, for I am the nasty one with a crunkly nose. What is the nasty one with a crunkly nose? What's his?
I think he's called Shylock, isn't he?
I think it is.
No, I think that was another bloody. That was another absolute racist parody of a Jew in Shakespeare. I'm trying to think of what's his name?
Who was the bloke who wrote it? Didn't he play it in the film?
Hang on now. I'll Google this.
Lionel Barrymore or something? I can't remember his bloody name.
Hang on a minute. Who was the bloke who ran the pickpockets in Oliver?
My boys, my wonderful boys. And now meet our newest member, Jamie. He may be small, but his lips are big and lovely and flobbery and slobbery, and he can steal anything from a pocket with his mouth, as well as conjure up a hot meal using only some peas, some beans, and a Twix.
Right, the Arthur Dodger was the little boy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fagin.
So that's a Fagin is basically yeah. Fagin. So basically, it's Jamie Oliver.
I mean, it is alluded to the fact that he gets his wicked way as well with the boys, isn't it? It's quite dark, that film, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
it's quite dark.
Jamie, you've done a fantastic job of feeding my boys, but now it's time for you to take to the bedroom. So just pop in and I'll be there in 5. Boys, you may go outside and play football for a while. I may be busy.
What's
that? Oh, God.
2 seconds. What? Okay.
Something's gone wrong.
That's okay. I'm just talking to Kelly for a second. Just in the locker, talking about dinner. We'll give you 1 sec.
Okay. Nothing's gone wrong. We're still working on the musical of Jamie Oliver, the rubber-mouthed chef. It's going to be good. It's going to be incredibly strong. I'm up for playing that role of whatever he's called. My boys. I'll do that. That's no problem. I think if we can get Quato involved as well somehow. If we can
back in the room.
Just had a brilliant idea.
That was just my wife offering to not go to the shops to buy some milk to get coffee.
Nice. So what do you do as an alternative?
Oh, fuck all instead, no.
Just sack it off.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had a parasitic twin like Quato now, you could just milk yourself. Pop that in there.
Yeah.
Pop that in there,
I mean, yeah. Nipples are a weird old thing, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, once you get tattooed,
because we're all in the but in the womb, of course. When we start off, we're all females. That's why we got nipples.
Yeah, there's no other use really as a man. I know a bloke who was very much into heavy metal, and he used to work in the local threshers, and he even recorded some lyrics for us for the band way back years and years ago. Will, and he was in a band called Dionysus, I think was the name of his metal band. And Will was so ingrained into heavy metal that he got both of his nipples pierced.
Right, okay.
And he took it a step further and put a chain between each one. Then he went to a gig. He got into a mosh pit and had one of the ripples.
Fuck off, John! Don't say it. Don't say it. Fuck off.
Yeah, one completely ripped off.
Silly fucker.
And the other one just half coming off. Just one.
My God! Shut up, John.
That. And I haven't seen Will in ages, but I'd love to see him and chat to him about that. But one whole nipple. So don't do that. Don't do that. I know it's not paranormal, but it's what happens. It's what happens. You know, it's ripping it off. You know.
Well, those weird. Who goes around piercing their nipples anyway?
I don't know, but I mean, if I offered you, let's say,
sex people, weirdos.
If I offered you 28 grand to pierce one and then rip it off by tying it to a bit of string around my waist and getting on a motorbike and driving off really fast, and we'd film it and put it on YouTube, would you?
No. Not for 28k.
Okay. 48k. They call that the spectrum.
No.
Okay. 128k.
No, we're getting into the area where I think about it now.
Okay. 500k.
Yes.
Would you?
$500,000. Yeah.
Right. We've got the listenership right here.
Yeah.
They get
£1 million each, the 5 listeners.
What I'm saying here, why not get...
If you get £5 million, I will let you pierce my nipple, tie it around a string from that to your waist, and you ride over. In fact, you can't even ride a motorbike.
Yeah, but it'll be like a... Okay, it'll be...
scooter or whatever.
Scooter, yeah, just a scooter. As long as
E-scooter, like one of those ones that drug dealers and naughty boys.
Naughty boys, yeah. A naughty boys, yeah. Right, we've got the listenership here, Mike. Why don't we start Patreon? If everyone starts putting £1 in a week.
When we get to £5 million, I will, I'll pierce my nipple, tie to it some sort of chain or string.
Yeah.
Tie to your waist.
Out my waist.
And you can take off as fast as you like on an e-scooter.
He's got to call it a naughty boy scooter.
On a naughty boy scooter.
Yeah.
Rip it out.
Yeah.
And although, you know, it will take quite a while to get to the 5 million mark, I'd imagine. And you'll be a bit pissed off then I've got all the money. And you've got nothing. All you've got is one of my nipples.
Can we split it? Can we split the money? That's
$2.5 million each.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm getting a rough end of the deal now because I can get my nipple ripped off and you're on a ride on an e-scooter.
All right then. Okay, 10 million. So we got 5 million each.
If it's 5, I'll have 3 and you have 2. That's fair.
Oh, let's go 6. So we get 3 each.
I mean, you're still getting the same as me, and I'm still going through all the shit, and you're not going through any of it.
Yeah, but I came up with the idea, and I'm going to set the Patreon up. So,
go on then.
All right, 6 million. So let's start the campaign now. So 3, 2, 1. Mike, you've got 20 seconds to sell it to the listeners. Go.
Hi everybody, this is Mike from the Demon Sea pod with John Rutledge. We've got a bit of a crowdfund to go, and if you'd like to see me rip my nipple off, my pierced nipple, because it's been attached by a chain to John's waist, and he's taken off on a naughty boy scooter.
String.
Yeah. He's taken off on a naughty boy scooter, and a piece of string around his waist attached to the chain in my nipple, which ripped the nipple off. Then please donate as much as you possibly can, because as soon as we get to the £6 million mark, that will happen. We'll put that on YouTube. That'll be free to watch on YouTube. And John and I will make £3 million each from it. And just get involved.
My boys, my wonderful boys. Each one of you has done such a good job at attaching this metal ring to Mike's nipple, attaching it to a piece of string, tying it to John's waist, driving off on a naughty boy scooter and ripping it off. You all deserve a treat. So for you all, Soleros. Apart from you, Richard, you get the ice cream Twix.
There we are. Look, everyone's happy.
Well, we're coming up now towards the time limit of 7:30. It's 7:15 now.
Is it really?
Ram jam with fun.
Doesn't time fly when you're having fun?
I tell you what, cracking. Now, the content here is really keeping those listeners afloat. You know, if it wasn't for this, they'd be doing something constructive. But no, this is...
Yeah, oh Christ, yeah.
This is what they want, this is what they get.
Yeah.
Do we delve, for the last 15 minutes? It's only the tales of the unexpected.
I apologise to my wife there. That freaks her out, that music still, to this very day.
Great TV show. Absolutely great TV show. Do you have a favourite episode of Tales of the Unexpected?
Oh, quite like the one where I think they've stitched their mouths up, if I remember correctly.
Nasty.
There's the one, of course, when she beats her husband to death with a leg of lamb and they eat the lamb.
And they eat the lamb, yeah. What about the royal jelly? The one where the guy's
Oh, the bee
obsessed.
one.
Yeah, and the baby ends up being a bee or some shit like that. That's
it's good, that, isn't it?
again, that's another.
Obviously,
45 seconds.
when Roald Dahl wrote it, it was more wordy than that.
Yeah, there's much more detail in the television show and the book compared to
The devil's in the detail, isn't it? As they say.
Exactly. You know?
But that is the nuts and bolts of it, what you just said.
Yeah, basically, someone has a load of royal jelly and then turns into a bee or something. You know.
Yeah.
But that's my kind of TV.
That's the pitch then.
Well, Halloween soon approaches. You know, the nights are
All
drawing.
Hallows Eve.
It's on its way. Should we start spooking them up? Should we put the shits up them basically?
Oh yeah, come on, let's make them have nightmares.
Maybe do a little spooky song to.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do my wonderful owl impression. Ready?
Yeah, go on. Good.
What's that?
Good. Very strong, Michael.
And then Rhys or Sarah can put in some like thunder here, creaking doors.
Yeah.
Is
Sarah still? Are you still listening, Sarah? Are you still? I think Sarah's.
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Still here. Good. Just a quick question. Any of those references mean anything from anything we babbled on in the past 45 minutes?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. What she say?
No. Clearly, no.
That's fair.
So that's
which makes me wonder if we're ever going to crack the big Canadian market.
This is the thing. I mean, all I can think is Tim Hortons. Is that a Canadian thing?
Yeah. Let's just talk about having a double.
Okay.
Which is double cream, double sugar, Tim Hortons.
Okay. My boys, my wonderful boys. Each one of you deserves a treat.
Yeah. Give the boys a double.
Yeah. Okay. My boys, my wonderful.
Hang on.
Hold that order, please, Richard. I'm preparing the order for the boys.
A craft dinner, which is macaroni and cheese. Canadian style.
Craft dinner, one double. Yep. Okay, I've got that.
Double, craft dinner, and some maple syrup.
And maple syrup. Okay. My boys, my wonderful boys. Each one of you has been unique in your capabilities at stealing, and each one of you deserves a reward. In turn, you shall be dished out, the top three of you, of course, the ultimate reward. For you, Simon, a double. For you, Richard, a craft dinner. And for you, Peter, what was the other one?
Maple syrup.
A jar of finest maple syrup from the greatest tree of all, the maple tree.
The oak.
The mighty oak. It may be creamy looking, but it's from a special tree. You understand?
Cocky syrup. I've made you, Peter, some cocky syrup. Drink it down, young man.
Which one of you deserves my cocky syrup tonight?
The salty richness of my cocky syrup.
Andrew, you seem to have been paying attention. Tell me, which is better, maple or cocky syrup?
For whereas maple syrup is rare, cocky syrup I have a bountiful supply of. There we go.
We haven't even hit the paranormal.
We're talking about Halloween, aren't we?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we've got roughly 11 minutes left. So shall I go into it?
Yeah. Don't rush into it. But
okay. Just sing. Sorry.
Sorry.
Favorite song while I dig it out. Let's have a look.
Oh. We had joy, we had fun, we had Raquel Welch's bum, but the things we liked best were the boobies on her chest. I used to sing that in junior school.
What about That's all right. I've got it.
Okay. Long ago, outside a chip shop in Walthamstow, lived an apprentice boy, Greasy Joe. He met a girl and he loved her so.
Do you remember the theme tune from Prisoner Cell Block H? The Australian.
From which, sorry?
Prisoner Cell Block H, the Australian.
I don't know how it went. No, I just remember it was very bad sets.
Fantastic program, that. Absolutely fantastic.
I remembered sons and daughters, love and laughter, tears and sadness and happiness.
Wonderful program.
We will find out our sons and daughters are what We two were once about. So no, wasn't it? It's like daytime.
I used to love that going around my
The
granddad's.
Sullivans.
Both bars on the electric fire, and she's got My Stories are on now, and then that would come on, and then it'd be incredibly warm in that room, and she'd doze off, and you watch Sons
and Daughters. Teeth that fall out, yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
classic, yes. And of course, what was the other one? Flying Doctors. Fantastic.
Flying Doctors.
The Sullivans.
The Sullivans.
Oh my! The young people are going mad for this.
They'd be loving all this shit. All the under 40s.
This is the content they want. Absolutely fantastic.
What about Take the High Road as well? Remember the Scottish daytime soap?
What about A Country Practice? Remember that?
Oh, no,
Shit, Australian TV. Sid Halen, one of the classic actors. Shane Portiers was one of the actors in it. Brilliant television. Bring it back. You know, people complain about the BBC being not good enough. Just show Sons and Daughters all the time.
I'd
Country
watch
Practice. You know.
Anyway, the Sullivans was like this World War II one, wasn't it? Around that sort of time. It was basically like an Australian Waltons.
There was, funnily enough, talking of being spooky, there is, I think it's a two-parter that involves a poltergeist in the Waltons. It was an episode that involved a poltergeist. Yeah, terrifying. Scared the shit out of me as a young boy. We're getting spookier, Mike. We're getting closer. So shall I? Do you want to do like an intro or jingle or something big to bring this bit in?
What can I do?
Spooky time. It's spooky time.
Just Listen to me now. Behold, the spooktacular Halloween special of the Demon Seed. Abandon hope. I'm finished. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
That's good. That is good.
Was that?
Yeah. Okay. Millville, New Jersey man claims to have befriended a Bigfoot. Now that sounds pretty interesting, but the rest of the headline claims to have befriended a Bigfoot named Kevin. Bigfoot, does he exist or do they exist? If they do they exist in South Jersey? Questions I like to pose to you, Mike.
Well, I've been to South Jersey.
Yeah.
I think you
went to Jersey, Mike. You went to Jersey.
I've been to Jersey. I've been to Newark. I've been to what's that other goddamn place?
That other goddamn place. The place where
Atlantic City. Atlantic City.
The place where Duchovny resides.
I met a guy called Duchovny. The Claghound. That's the fella.
Hey, Duchovny, what's this about you talking to a fucking Bigfoot called fucking Kevin? You fucking pissing me around? I ain't pissing around with nobody. I gotta tell you, if I ain't clagging, I'm hanging out with a kid called Kevin who's a goddamn Bigfoot. How do you know he's a Bigfoot? Because he's got big fucking feet, you dumbass.
See? That's the pitch done.
That's done.
I'm buying it.
I'll get back into the... Because we've only got roughly 6 minutes left.
Hey, Duchovny! What's all this bullshit? You've been taking out some Bigfoot guy for coffee.
I never took him fucking nowhere. He followed me, you fucking prick. Don't you know they live in the bushes? They ain't gonna come.
How come you don't take me out for coffee, Duchovny? My feet ain't big enough for you. Huh? These 9.5 feet ain't big enough for you. You're some kind of fucking hotshot. You gotta have some big feet.
He likes his feet like his dick's massive.
I like that. Hey, that's sassy. You got some sass dropping that shit on Duchovny.
I like your style, kid. You want to come work for me, huh? Say, kid, I can make you a lot of money in this business, see? How's about you put these rubber big feet on and we go hang out in the bushes for a while, see? You got a problem with changing your name to Kevin? You stay away from him, Duchovny. He did to you what he'll do to my family. He makes you promises of money by putting on big feet, hanging out in the bushes and calling yourself Kevin. It's all a freaking lie. That goddamn son of a bitch. He promised me the same thing with Clyde 25 years ago.
Oh, God. Well, anyway.
I better get back to this.
Yeah, get back to the story.
There's 4 minutes left.
That's fine. They're not getting a second more.
They're not getting any more. More specifically, do they exist in Menantico Ponds of Millville? It appears to be. A local man thinks so. As a matter of fact, he claims to have befriended a Bigfoot family, including a juvenile apparently named Kevin. The man in question posts videos on the YouTube under the name of Man of Light. This year, he's posted more than 70 Bigfoot and Millville related videos.
I bet yes.
It goes on to say, Man of Light continues his pursuit of Bigfoot, posting at least one video every couple of weeks. His videos can be found on his YouTube channel. Man of Light is passionate about his Bigfoot quest. In several of his videos, he presents evidence that he shows of Bigfoot footprints and more. I've watched a lot of his videos, and honestly, I don't see what he sees, but that doesn't mean he's wrong. Maybe I just can't see it, and it's there. His latest video shows a young boy wearing giant rubber feet in the woods. Hey, kid, you want to make a lot of money quick, see? Maybe you put these rubber shoes on, see? Hang out with me in the woods, see? Maybe we can make a lot of money, see? 50-40, that sounds like a good split, see? Yeah, I'm not so sure. You know, what with the big feet and all? You just do what I say, kid, and you'll be a millionaire by Christmas. Just put the goddamn...
Hey, Duchovny! God damn it, Duchovny! Stop trying to corrupt these kids, okay? No one wants to wear your goddamn big feet.
They ain't just big feet,
no one
see?
wants to wear stinking rubber.
Big rubber feet, you say? Sounds like a fellow I know. His latest video reports show a juvenile Bigfoot, Kevin. Again, personally, I'm not seeing it. He presents an audio clip of Kevin. I do hear the clip, but there's no way to know how authentic it is and whether or not it's the sound of a Bigfoot. Here's the latest video. Shall I just play the audio down the phone? And
play the audio down the phone, yeah.
Rhys or Sarah could edit it in later. And then that gives us enough time to turn off. There's only 2 minutes left. Here we go. Here we go. Just turn this up now.
Let's go turn on.
This is it. Well, there's a bit of writing. There's a disclaimer.
You can't really hear the writing.
No, that doesn't work so well. Here we go. It's coming on now.
Okay.
There's again about 1:30 left before we go.
Oh, yes.
Okay, hang on. It's one of these videos where he's got a photograph for ages and it's still.
Yeah.
So I'm just.
Is there sound on it?
There is sound, but it's right at the end. The title's called Kevin.
I imagine it's worth waiting for.
I'm going to skip on.
Yeah, don't skip past it, though. That's what, you know.
Hang on a minute. It's only like 1:30 long. So here we go. Just hang on. It's opened up in YouTube. And I'm sorry, there's 1 minute left. There's literally 1 minute left. Oh, come on, for fuck's sake. It's on, right, okay. Right. Get ready for the sound. There's about 1 minute left before we... Here we go, and... Oh, fuck, what the video's ended. What? Hang on a minute. It's not... it's not... Yeah. Sorry about this. Should we just go?
Oh, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck it. All right.
Play it next week. Do it next week.
I mean, they've got a lot of content there. There's a 3-foot nipple from Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's My Boys. There's the 2 old fellows who live in the house together. That's not bad.
A bit of Duchovny as well for free.
Hey, Duchovny, you big dumb asshole. Get those rubber shoes on. Stop sniffing that clang and get those goddamn rubber shoes on, you asshole.
Dude, the other man to the high pitch man.
Yeah, I want to make some money, see? Yeah. Maybe I can take those pants off. We can sniff the insides, bottle it and smell it, see? High pitch man. God. I like High pitch man. I think he would work in the circus.
Yeah, he'd be good.
He might wear a stripy top and a mask and he does things at night. Like
in the X-Files, they had like the smoking man. We got High pitch man.
Yeah. Met a Bigfoot called Kevin, see? Maybe I ought to put these big rubber shoes on, hang out in the woods. Maybe you and I could come to some kind of agreement, see? Make a lot of money. How's about you and I strike a deal, buddy? Oh,
You get your goddamn filthy hands off me.
Yeah, looks like we got a business plan here. Maybe you can take your pants off. I can take a few photographs, put them on the internet, make some money. What's this with 2 nipples tattooed on the back of your ass? Sounds like a good idea. Human titties.
Titties are human.
Yeah, the difference here is the titties are on an ass.
It's my plan for prison.
What's the
It's
matter?
going to make me red hot.
Hey, what's the matter? You've never seen... You've never
I'm
seen...
going to be doing some goddamn easy time when they check out my ass tits.
You've never seen ass titties before? Kid, you've never done time. Rikers Island's full of them. Back on Rikers, we was knee-deep in ass titties.
Not like you limey bastards with your big tits drawn on the ceiling. We got our tits on our ass, old school style.
You know what I did before I went in the big house, kid? I got 2 tits tattooed on my ass. Saved my freaking life. Oh God.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Anyway,
God.
there we
I
go.
mean, that's there's definitely something there for the.
There's loads there.
Yeah, I think
That's free, isn't it?
Should we ask Sarah if she'll let us go now? Cut me free, Sarah, from this bondage of pain that we call a podcast.
I think at some point we'll just sell a T-shirt or something.
Yeah. Oh, should we do a quick reminder for the £6 million Patreon?
Oh yeah, just chuck in some.
Okay. If you've enjoyed this, because as you said, we don't normally tie in, and we have gone over the time limit. If you've enjoyed the show, you've had a brilliant time. Why not send us some money? Maybe delve into
millions of pounds.
delve into a relative's bank account, get their details, steal from someone, or just use your own hard-earned cash. Send it over to the Patreon account that we haven't invented yet. And if we raise £6 million, I will be piercing Mike's nipple. I will be attaching a ring to that piercing. I will be attaching that to a piece of string, which I'll tie onto my body. And then I'll be getting on a naughty boy scooter and riding off and ripping that nipple off.
It's guaranteed.
It's guaranteed. So stay in touch.
My bond.
Keep in contact. And remember, now this is where we do the professional bit. Follow us on...
Write us a letter.
Yeah, write us a letter, yeah. Just do that. Just write
Fax us.
Yeah. Draw a picture and send it in to the BBC.
Phone us. Telephone us.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's it.
On 01881 8055.
0891 50 50 50.
I was doing swap shop and you're doing some weird pervert thing from was it?
Premium rate sex line from the 90s.
Was that the bloke with like a white t-shirt on?
Yeah.
He's having a great time, wasn't he?
50 50 50.
50.
Classic.
Yeah,
Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Again, I feel sorry for Sarah in Canada not knowing about 0891 50 50 50, but in some
or
ways...
or 1881 8055 with just swap shop.
True. Yeah, that's true. London W18TQ, she wouldn't know about that, you know.
Yeah.
She wouldn't know about Camden Lock, you know. If you,
she wouldn't know that 735061 used to be the golf club in Barry. I
Yeah.
used to phone and see if my dad was there, but they've changed the number now anyway.
I mean, 55826. She wouldn't know that. That was my home telephone number in the 80s. She wouldn't know that.
No.
She just wouldn't know that, you know.
How would Sarah know? The 745841 was my nan's number in Barry.
Exactly. You know, the cultural differences are massive between us and the Canadians.
They're huge.
You know, I mean, how would she even? I mean, I before we started recording, I spoke to her about phone boxes, big red phone boxes. No idea. You know, that cultural divide is massive, absolutely massive. You know, how would she know about those coloured aluminium tin sort of cups that you got in school at dinner time with water in when you had lunch?
She wouldn't know about that.
She wouldn't know about that. Would she know about pink custard?
They've got the same queen.
No. Would she know about pink custard? You know, would she know about that? Does she know? You know,
has she ever had a pink wafer? Great
question. You know, as any Canadian.
Oh, she ever had a Tunnocks caramel bar?
Yeah, that's primarily Scottish. You know, Tunnocks tea cakes. You know, she just hasn't experienced these things. So hopefully, we're creating a sort of bond across the globe for at least one person.
Bond across the pond. Let's call it that.
Yeah, bond across the pond.
Bond.
How do you feel, Sarah? Can you still hear? Do you feel
fond? Are you fond of Bond across the pond?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm still here.
If I could wave my wand.
I have had pink wafer, by the way.
There you go. Already, look. There's.
What's she say?
She
She's
has had pink
nonplussed,
wafer.
is she?
She's had pink wafer. She's had pink wafer.
Is she?
All the other things, not so much though.
None of the other things, though. So, you know.
Oh, okay.
Well, I suppose it is tapering off now. It's slowly coming to an end. It's fizzling out. You know.
Yeah, I don't like hard ending. I like to people to just keep listening and then think, oh fuck, I'm going to turn off in a minute. What are these?
Yeah, I'll just keep it going for a bit longer.
There's going to be a big payoff. There's not going to be a big payoff.
No, there's nothing. There's absolutely. In fact,
we'll just trail away to fuck all.
You
and then
just,
you've wasted the last 3 minutes of your life just listening to nothing, really.
I fancy vaping, so could you just hum the melody from Johnny Mathis's "A Child Is Born" while I hum just to fill up some time? Okay. I think on that note we should go.
Okay.
The demon seed.
Broadcast, you must be mistaken.
Come on down here and help with this.
Demon seed.
Paranormal existence.
You mean to say you came here purposely?
The first move in the great conspiracy had been made.